You must understand that. I remember I was playing a game with my 9-year-old son, John Leslie, and I beat him 10 straight games in a game called Connect Four. And finally, I said, John Leslie, I'm bored. I don't want to play you anymore. And I got up. I said, I'm ready to go to sleep now. And repeat out to me, please. Let's say this together. It's not over until I win. John Leslie said, no, you can't go now, Dad. I said, why? He said, it's not over until I win.
And I was 9 then, and I said, without thinking about it, I said, hold on, no, you can't go to sleep, Dad. He said, why? You're not even competitive. I said, you can't go to sleep because it's not over until I win.
Me out of my biological mother's womb and placed me in the heart of my adopted mother. So my goal and dream was to buy my mother a home, to take care of my mother. My mother was a domestic worker on Miami Beach, and she would go to work, and many days she would take us with her. And we ate the food left over from the families that my mother cooked for. They were very kind and generous people.
For those of you who've forgotten the story or you've never read my story, I wasn't born to entrepreneurs. Like, I didn't grow up in a house, you know, full of entrepreneurs, and we weren't talking entrepreneur talk at the dinner table. As a matter of fact, I grew up in Detroit, and in Detroit, you either work for Ford, GM, or Chrysler. And if you talk about being an entrepreneur, people are gonna think you crazy. So I didn't grow up in a home with entrepreneurs. I didn't read entrepreneurial books. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what it meant to own your own business. Listen to me very closely. I wasn't raised by parents who could, you know, put a silver spoon in my mouth, and parents who had connections and networks and can get the hookup for Eric Thomas. But listen to me very closely, but I'm standing in front of you today.
That thing is change. Everybody say change. Change. Change does not happen by itself. Change requires authentic leadership. Yes. Change requires an authentic vision. Yes. Change requires people that are willing to go above and beyond. Yes. People that are willing to do the things today that others won't do in order for them to have the things that others won't have tomorrow.
Hey, Jarek Robbins here. It's the inevitable car video that everyone does. I had to shoot one myself. I just got done doing yoga, getting my veggie juice this morning, and I was thinking of something, you know, it hit me, and I wanted to share with you a tool that I learned at an event that was absolutely incredible. And I learned it at Leadership Academy, which is done by Robbins Research International. You can go to TonyRobbins.com and check it out. Great event, unbelievable. And there's one tool called the Classes of Experience that they shared with us. And, you know, I wanted to give them credit for it because they came up with it, but I also wanted to give you my version of it for the topic that we're going to focus on today.
But Tony, I'm doing the right thing, but I'm not being rewarded. If you do the right thing at the wrong time, you don't get rewarded, you get paid. So you better do the right thing at the right time. And to do that, you better know what season you're in. And to do that, you better learn how to change your state. How to take control of your own conditioning. That's what I look for. Does this make sense to you? Yes or no? Come on, guys. Yes or no? So now it's time to train yourself to do that. I'll show you how fast it can change. Try this just for a second. I want to show you what you can do with just focus. Try this for a moment. I'm going to give you a test. Sit up in your chair with some energy. Make sure your buddy next to you is in a strong state. If or otherwise, adjust their state. Come on, change their physiology. What do they got to do? See if they're ticklish. That might help. Now do this. I want you to look around this room right now and find everything in this room that you can find that is brown as fast as you can. Look for brown, look for brown, look for brown, look for brown. Look for brown, look for brown, look for brown. Close your eyes. I'm going to give you a test.
And that we have to make things happen and take ownership. But what was interesting, and I told you to go to the store to get some
That's
food
my
for
favorite part of the story.
Tell me.
Okay.
All right, we'll get out
and then
of
we
here.
can get out of here. Okay.
Yeah.
Because nobody else on this entire earth is like you. You've cornered the market on being the best you. So based upon that, I had to get beyond that fear, and I had to find my point of power and go within. And I can remember one time a client asked Dad and I to come to London, England to speak at the Royal Albert Hall. It was a powerful moment. And I went there with Dad, and we were so excited because we came down the hall and we saw pictures of Frank Sinatra, Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, all of these greats that had graced the stage. And I turned to Dad, I said, man, Dad, I cannot believe this. 2 cornbread, down-home people like me and you at the Royal Albert Hall? If we can get here, Anybody can get here. If this can happen, anything is possible. So we're excited and we get backstage, and I'm supposed to do just a few moments.
And I clean the ashtray and look at this dust here. Look at this dust. I'm sorry, sir. Now, what Mr. Swiderski did not know was that I deliberately didn't clean certain things because I wanted him to call me into his office. Because when he was in his office, he would listen to motivational messages by a guy by the name of Earl Nightingale. It's a series called The Strangest Secret in the World. We become what we think about. All of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. And as I heard those words, they began to program my mind and began to affect my thinking, and it changed how I saw myself.
One of the all-time great motivational speakers has taught his son, John Leslie, the same lessons, and except he's taken those lessons of motivation, what you put in your brain and what you think you can ultimately become. And you can become anything. And many years ago, Les talked about, not to give up on my dreams. And, fortunately, I've been able to live mine. And with John Leslie, what I think he brings to the table is something very unique. Leveraging the art of music, hip-hop, and just really hip-hop and rap, and combining with some very powerful words that could change people's lives.
We next in line. We next in line.